People. This isn't your regular episode of Sunday Night Live. It's Bab Station. I'm only joking, of course. Now then, people. Yeah, I've got a sofa bed. Check me out. You know what I mean? Kicking back. So I thought I would mix it up. Yeah, it's a little bit more comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Sorry for that at the start. I wanted to entertain myself. Made me laugh. Might not made you laugh, but it is what it is. Hope you're all doing fine. How's everybody doing? Let's get straight into the chat. Like I say, not much of an agenda today. I just thought we would have a chat about whatever you want, really. There's a few of you in the chat. If you haven't already, please share, please subscribe, please smash a like on the video whilst you're at it. And yeah, let's have a chat. I've got my laptop again. Someone said I look like a preacher on my latest video. So I thought I would give that a whirl, because as I say, it enables me to have a look at some stuff online. And we can have a chat about the fixtures that have just been over the weekend. Obviously, Leeds back in second after West Brom absolutely battered Swansea today, 5-1. But listen, I'm not arsed, genuinely. I couldn't give two hoots. End of the day, as long as we're in that top two, I'm good with that. I said in my pre-match, if we can build up a gap on third, then so what? It doesn't matter who wins the league for me. The West Brom can have it. It means that much to me, getting to the Premier League, that West Brom can have it. I don't care. I've even got little penguins on my mug. Look, it's Christmas time. I hope you're all having a fantastic Christmas. Not too long to go now. But yeah, like I say, I couldn't give two hoots. Let West Brom do what they want. They've got some top quality players, a lot of great individuals, and obviously they've got, Slaven Bilic at the helm. I did say pre-season, actually, me and Conor did a video, looking at the season ahead. And I did say if they was managed, because at the time they didn't have Bilic, but it was mentioned. And I said if they managed to, to get Bilic, then I just want to get rid of that light switch, but then you're going to get my window. Sorry. I don't know why I want to get rid of the light switch. I just do. So I did say pre-season if they got Bilic that they would do very well, and they've got some great players on loan. Obviously, Pereira, who was on loan from Sporting, I believe. I've heard the scummer sniffing about. I know West Brom have a obligation to buy. I don't know how that works. If Man United were able to hijack the deal and take him in January, I'm not too sure. You've also got Dean Garner. I implore you all to check his skill. Over on the right wing, he managed to juggle it on his head and then take it over a Swansea defender. It's absolutely unreal. They've got some good players. Don't get me wrong. So therefore, listen, if they want to win the league, give it them. As long as we go up, I don't care. And as I say, we now have a healthy 8 points over Fulham, and of course we have Fulham on the 21st of December. I'm working that week and I'm absolutely fuming. But yeah, in just 3 games' time, obviously it's a quick turnaround. Monday, tomorrow, and then we're playing again at Ellen Road Tuesday night. I'll be at the game. Hopefully see a few of you there. We've got Hull. We owed them one, if you remember last season. I think Hull were the team that actually beat us when we'd gone 7 games on that 7-game winning run. They were the team that beat us. If you remember, I think it were goals from Grzycki and from Jared Bowen. And we all know Jared Bowen's absolutely flying at the moment as well. So it is going to be an interesting game. But I am confident that with KP back in, the likes of White back in his centre back role, Kiko Casilla in inspired form, that we can get positive results. I mean, Cardiff have turned a bit of a corner as well, with obviously the ultimate shithouse that is Neil Harris managing them as well. So I'd love to get one over. Look, we could get one over both of them. Get one over Cardiff. Never really enjoy playing Cardiff. There's always a bit of needle between Leeds and Cardiff. So we owe them two teams really for me. Just for the fact that Neil Harris is there. One personally for myself as well. I went to I paid for the hospitality. I think it was my birthday, or it might have been Sean's, the lad who I go with. We paid for hospitality in both the Sheffield United game, which was a Friday night, and the Cardiff game. And I think both games we got battered, absolutely battered, 4-1 and 3-1, I think it was. Not last season, season before. Yeah, it was an absolute shit show to pay for the hospitality in them games. Yeah, and that was when Neil Warnock were there. They've got Neil Warnock 2.0 in Neil Harris. And then, of course, we play Fulham away, which is a big one, because if we can pick up maximum points from the next two, even if we were to drop and draw, I don't see us losing. Fingers crossed that is the truth. Fulham are so inconsistent, People say, like, oh, Fulham are coming. It was the same with Brentford, for example. There was a lot of that for Brentford, but they're just too inconsistent. I said prior to the season, I don't see how Brentford... People were speaking up Brentford for the top two. I'm not saying it's naive. There's a lot of people who know a lot more than me. I listen to many Championship podcasts that were lauding them, and rightly so. They know the ins and outs of the Championship. But just for me, I just felt how you can't go from finishing in the top six to suddenly, blitz in the league, and that's shown with their inconsistent performances. And it's the same with Fulham. Yes, they've gone on a bit of a decent run. Obviously lost yesterday to Bristol City. But I just think with Scott Parker at the helm, it isn't going to happen. If they were to get rid of Scott Parker and get someone in, then I would be majorly worried. But I just think under Scott Parker, they're going to continue to be inconsistent. And the rest, who else really is up there for challenging us? I mean, Bristol City, I know Lee Johnson, the absolute tool, came out and said, if we played West Brom and Leeds again, we'd give them a difficult game. Yeah, you probably would, because Lee Johnson, you and Bristol City are known for going on winning runs, then losing runs. One moment Bristol City fans love Lee Johnson, the next moment they want him out. Again, he is Mr. Inconsistent. If Bristol City were consistent throughout the full season, they'd be up there, but they never are. They go on winning runs, losing runs. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, Nottingham Forest, Lamucci's doing a decent job at Forest. He is. Makes some mad decisions at times, but he is doing a good job at Forest. You've got Chef Wednesday, again, inconsistent. And, of course, Preston, who've now lost four. From being second in the league, they've lost 4 on the bounce, and not even close fixtures. They've been battered. Such a shame, because I do like Alex Neil. Don't mind Preston. But it just shows you the inconsistency in this league. Brentford down in 9th, Swansea now down in 11th. I'm not really worried. I genuinely feel that us and West Brom will pick up a big gap, especially over this Christmas period. I genuinely feel that. And for me, listen, have the league, West Brom, not bothered. I just want to go up. I want Premier League football. It was so funny, because the riches of the Premier League, you would think, would set up a club for many seasons to come. As you all know, people who work on the channel, Jack, and Tash, Jack put out a lovely picture on Facebook of the Huddersfield Town fan zone. It looked like Beirut. It was absolutely terrible. You wouldn't think they were in the Premier League in the not too distant past. It's absolutely insane. But I just know with Leeds United, if we were to get there, we have the right people at the helm, and it'll go well. But yeah, that's the league table. We'll have a look at the fixtures the results that have been in a second, and get your thoughts on them. But listen, let's get into some of your comments. No doubt there's a lot of you comment. 126 people watching as we speak, so thank you so much for that. Please smash a like on the video. We're up to 24 likes. It needs to be more than that. I just like to have my ego rubbed. Ian Mozza, can't make Tuesday night, but coming up from Norfolk on Saturday. Yeah, well, I can't make Saturday, unfortunately. I have checked me out, right? I've taken my girlfriend to Portugal for the weekend for a birthday. I managed to keep it under wraps. It was a birthday yesterday, hence why I couldn't do the watch along with the lads. And yeah, so I spent the day at home with the kids, went out, Anyway, yeah, I managed to keep it under wraps. So next Friday we fly to Portugal. So I won't be at the game on Saturday, which I'm a little bit gutted about. But I'll find somewhere in Portugal to watch it, no doubt. I think anyway. Henry O'Malley, what was a better performance out of the 2 4-0s? What do you mean? Which ones? Give me an idea. Football 19, guess who's back? Back again. Richard Johnson, A up, mate. JR, A up, lad. Dean Hoskin, how we missed Calvin yesterday. Yeah, I think especially in the first half, Ben White looked a bit like a fish out of water. I just felt the Cowley brothers got the game plan right. But one thing I did say, and I said it in my post match during the game, I just felt that no team can maintain that level of press over 90 minutes against this Leeds United side. It's just not doable. We're too fit. We're too good as a unit, as a team, and eventually they'll come unstuck, and that's what happened. But yeah, I can't wait for KP to be back in this team. Any team in this league would, right? The Smiths, Elvis, good fan of the channel, absolute legend, says this is now a 2-horse race with West Brom staying in first place. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, mate. I do. Ellis B says West Brom look the deal, 100%. Adam and Eve says he's cool with us going up second. So am I. JR, third place gap matter more than 100%. 8 points is huge. I said in my post match, if Fulham were to lose, I didn't think they would, in all honesty. It's a tough game, Bristol City, but I didn't think they'd lose. But it just shows you the inconsistency. Raddy Billy says Fulham game in a few weeks' time is going to be important. Avoid a loss, and we are laughing. Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. That's the thing, you see. It's only 2 games away, and we've got 2 home games before that we can get maximum points from. I'm not going to say... See, I'm a little bit nervous about this period. I was nervous about Huddersfield. The games prior to that, the 5 games that we won, I genuinely felt there was nothing in me where I thought, this one's a little bit of worry. Maybe Luton, just because it had that vibe about it. But the rest, I genuinely felt, I'm not shitting you, that we'll win these games. I said to you before Borough, will Borough pose any threat? And a lot of people grief me over it. But I was right. And I'm not saying like I'm thingy, but these games, though, these ones I'm nervous about. Hull and Cardiff, I am nervous. I remember when the fixtures came out and we looked at the fixtures on All Leeds TV. I remember looking at this period and thinking, wow, we have been dealt a tough hand. It continues into January, in all honesty. After Fulham, we've got Preston North End at home, Birmingham City away, which again, we lost that last season under Gary Monk, then West Brom. We then have the Arsenal Cup tie and then Sheff Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? So there's some tough games there. There is some tough games, but it's ones these next 2 we can pick up maximum points from. I'm almost certain. Fingers crossed. A bit of blind faith maybe, and then we'll take it from there. Let's, like you say, Radaby Leeds, Fulham is the one, and if we win that, what's to say during that time as well that Fulham in the next 2. The gap gets even bigger and we have a new team in third, like a Forest, for example. Let's just have a look at the next Fulham fixtures. So Fulham, Tuesday night, away at Preston North End. There's no guarantees there, if any at all. Preston, yes, they've lost 4 on the bounce, but they're going to turn around it at some point, and they're brilliant at home, and they score goals. So there's nothing saying, and then they've got Brentford. So Fulham, it might not even be an issue come that game. Do you see what I'm saying? This is how quick the Championship can change when you're inconsistent. I didn't know that now. And if you look at them fixtures there, away at Preston, away at Brentford, 2 very difficult fixtures in the Championship. And then we play them. So by that point, if we can pick up maximum points, it might not even Fulham we need to be worried about. It could be Forest. I think Forest have got a game in hand, and if they win that, then it'll be 7 points. Sorry, guys, I just need to put my phone on charge. So Forest, someone's asked me to check Forest, and we'll do that now. But I think Forest have a game in hand, so they'd only be 6 points. So Nottingham Forest, for example, they have Middlesbrough and Sheff Wednesday, both at home. So there's favourable fixtures for Forest. Sheff Wednesday is going to be tough, but they've got Middlesbrough. They're going to beat Middlesbrough. Although Middlesbrough won at the weekend, didn't they? 1-0 against Charlton. Charlton have dived a bit like a bomb, to be honest. Nottingham Forest then have Huddersfield away, Hull City away, Wigan at home. So there's some favourable fixtures in December for Forest. So maybe Forest is the one you need to be looking at because, yes, look, it's just 8 points, isn't it? Fuck it. Fuck it, actually. Doesn't matter who it is. Let's assess it when it comes. But everyone's saying that fixture on the 21st is a big one. It is, but in 2 games' time, it might not be. Because we could, if we beat Hull Tuesday and they lose to Preston North End away, which is there is a very, very big chance of that. Then the gap's 11. You know what I mean? I genuinely think West Brom and Leeds will continue in this form. I don't want to sound crazy because I remember we did a video for the Football Republic last season and we've been absolutely unreal. And I said on that video, I said, look, I can't see many teams beating us at home. Just can't see it. Next game, Birmingham beat us. Che Adams, if you remember, scored 2, I think, and Bailey Peacock Farrell just jumped out of the way of them. But yeah, I'm not going to say that. But when I do look at the side, if you think of all the questions that have been posed to us this season, sorry guys, if you think of all the questions that have been posed to us, we've answered them all. We have answered them all. So we've answered different styles. I just think we look different gravy this time around. We do look different gravy. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. I do apologise because I will be way behind. You know what it's like. I go off on a bit of a tangent. I'm sorry. Jamie is here, says the only game West Bromwich Albion have lost this season is against us. 100%, and it proves our class defensively because we were unreal. One thing that sticks out for me in that game is the Ben White. If you remember, Ben White was caught in the middle and he did a little Cruyffy and got round 2 of their players. But yeah, the Dan Bob 1982. Hi Joe, the whole Ben White playing in Calvin's position didn't really materialise and we still won. Do you think Bielsa has more answers tactically than last season? I think he's more championship ready. Sorry, tongue twister, the Dan Bob. Yeah, I do think he's more championship ready. If you look at the Leeds side now, they're going out to win games. They're not, I mean, they were doing that last season. What I'm trying to say is they're being more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot more tactically astute. It's a lot more game management. Better game management is the one I'm looking for. Better game management, 100%. Phil Clark, all right, Joe, what a great result. At least our next 2 games are at home. Then we can prep for Fulham. Would love to win the next 2, 100%. John B echoes my thoughts. The aim is the top 2. Who cares who he's first? Paul Williams, not concerned about West Brom. Let them take points. If the other teams, 2-horse race with us and West Brom pushing each other over the line, 100%. Adam Chadwick, fully agree. Been saying this for weeks. Us and West Brom keep winning and pull away from the rest of the league, can deal with the top spot near the end of the season. 100%. Henry O'Malley, win at Wembley or come second or first. Second or first. In an ideal scenario, if you could guarantee me winning the playoff final at Wembley, I'd take it all day. But let's not do it. Let's get to March. Let's do it in March and just have a pitch invasion at Ellen Road. Give me that. Give me this second position, not even first. Give me second, tied up, early doors, pitch invasion sorted. Leeds are going up. I don't care. Yeah, let's not even entertain that. Paul Williams says Hull will be difficult Tuesday. Yeah, 100%. Adam and Eve says screw Wembley. We need to go up on Mike. Phil Clark, shout out for Kiko. He says he was great. 100%, I agree with that. Kiko was absolutely unreal. Made some great saves. Listen, I had debates with lads at All Leeds TV with Conor specifically. Conor didn't want to see, Kiko anymore. And much like I didn't with Bamford, you know what I mean? Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But I was on that Kiko train and he's proved us all wrong. Well, I wasn't even saying he shouldn't have gone. I just think he's a top keeper. He's probably the best in this division. Genuinely there. I said it. Stuart Cundall says, don't you know, pump it up. Yeah, there's that tune. It's everywhere at the moment, isn't it? A lot of people saying the Whites are going up. Radiby Leeds, what did you make of Pablo's performance on Saturday? Thought he was poor apart from the goal. Also poor against Reading. Yeah, I think Reading was the one where he played his first game. No, was it? No, it wasn't. He started at Luton, didn't he? Ahead of Costa, I think. And I thought his passing was off that game. It seemed to me his short passing was off more than the spectacular. And he did give it away quite a lot in the first half. So there is that. But I think with Pablo, he can be at, I don't know, let's say 80%, 50%, and then just switch it on, can't he? He's got that in his locker. But yeah, and look, he hasn't been great since he came back. He hasn't, but he will get to that level. And this is the thing for me. Bar I don't even think you can count Borough. And the reason I'm going to say that is because they were just absolutely shite. But bar really Stoke and Bristol City, for me, we haven't really stepped out of second gear, third gear. Please tell me your thoughts on that. Yeah, 4-0 against Borough, absolutely fantastic, but they were shite. They were just shite. But we haven't really hit the levels of last season. But I think, again, that comes down to the game management thing. Maybe we won't this season, and I don't care, as long as we finish in that top two. But there is a lot of people there saying, that Pablo has been pretty average. But like a lot of people are also saying, he will get back to full fitness and be firing on all cylinders. Danny Winters says it's all about how we play. Can't look at or worry about other teams. I agree, mate. I'm just catching up with your comments. I do apologise. I'll be way behind because I do go off on a tangent. But I do try to get through them all, guys. That's the thing. I don't want you to... I do try read them all. Scott Lightning, remember the days when we had Grot, Ekuban, Sibiki, Sacco, De Bock, O'Kane, Anita, Veidval, Pennington, and Shaughnessy. Yeah, man. Rough times. One of the worst players for me that I hated watching, and I still can't believe he made Premier League football, was Lee Peltier. I couldn't stand him. But it was dark days then. I remember, I think we played Blackburn midweek in the cup after we just played them in the league, and there were about 7,000 fans there. I used to go to with the supporters bus. I used to go to like a social club in Beeston, across from the Bookies. I think it's a takeaway now, or it's been taken over, and it might be a wedding venue, an Asian wedding venue. But it was all right there. They used to put food on for us and that, and we used to walk to the stadium from there. And I just remember that game, being at that game, looking around, thinking, what is going on? Like, there was about 7,000. And if you could, genuinely, not maybe I'm being too, it might be 12. It could have been 12, but it was really, really bleak. It wasn't 7. I think it might have been 12. I'm going to have to Google it. But I just remember that game, because if you compare that with, say, Preston this season or Blackburn and maybe last season, we've taken that away. We've taken that away from home. Let's have a look. I'm going to have to try find it because it was just bleak days. Let's have a look here. Home attendances. I don't know what website I'm at. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I'm trying to find it. No, I need to. Where do I go on? Leeds United home attendances. That's this season, 29-20. Does anyone know what the highest has been this season? Just while we're at it, just while I'm looking, someone tell us in the comments what was the highest home attendance this season. Which team were we up against? Little quiz for you. Who's going to answer it? Let's have a look. 34. Nah, not. Don't get which game was it? Try guess which game it was. No, it wasn't West Brom. Wasn't Forest. It was. Oh, I can see your comments flying in. No, it wasn't West Brom. It was Birmingham City, the centenary game. Birmingham City, the centenary game. 35,731. Closely followed by the Borough game. I know someone's just put Borough there. So, yeah, it was actually Birmingham, which you can sort of understand, obviously, being the centenary game. Let me just see if I can find this home attendance. I wonder if it'll only be Championship, though, because I think it was in the Cup. Let's have a look. Oh, could that be it? No, that's not it. No. We've got look how piss poor some of these are. Just shows you done it. Cardiff City, 2015, 17,000. Where is it? Was it 16, 17? Sorry about this, guys. There I found it. 20th of September, 2016. We just played them the week before and got 19,000. And then we played them in the Cup on the 20th. And it was 8,488. 8,488. Bleak. Now, the highest that season was 36,000 against Newcastle. It was the year Newcastle were in there. Who else did we have in there at that point? Villa, Burton Albion. But yeah, Fulham, Huddersfield. Maybe that was the season Fulham went up as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, I remember that game, and it just shows you. And I think Peltier played at that time. It might not have been Peltier. It could have been Wootton. But they were both absolutely shocking. I've gone off on a bit of a tangent. But look at that. Look how far we've come. 2016, at home, against Blackburn, we had 8,488 fans. Now, a lot of people go to Welham Road on the weekly. Now, if you think about the Borough game, for example, that's second highest home attendance of the season. Think of the atmosphere. Think of how many people are there. Now imagine it with 8,000 people, 8.5, and that was a bad day, man. Yeah, we've had worse at times, but I just remember being there. It was cold. Do you know what I mean? It was dark. And just being there and thinking, looking, and I just remember thinking, what is going on? There's 8,000 people. I thought it was 7. I thought it was lower. But yeah, it was bleak. Dark days, dark days. I don't know how I got from Scott Lightning's comments on about Ekiban Sabiki, Sacco, De Bock to that. But we got there. I'll get back into some of your comments. Sorry, guys, I do go on a tangent. JR, we need to focus us and just keep going as we are. I genuinely think we're the best in the league on a good day, 100%. Reece Durkin, no wonder Pookie isn't scoring. He's in his garage chatting about Leeds. I'll do what that Luton fan did. Do you remember? Or was it that? Yeah, Pookie party. I think I'm better looking than Pookie, man. Look at that, man. It's fresh, man. Fresh. Let's have a look. Definitely need Phillips back. A lot of people in the comments. James Howard says Ayling has been immense the last 6 games. Yeah, I mean, Luke Ayling's having a good season, 100%. Reister, who do you think we need to strengthen in our squad? I don't, mate. I'm not on it. Honestly, I think we won't do much in January. The only way we do something is if Eddie Nketiah goes, which I think a lot of us are sort of resigned to the fact that it probably is. It's no secret. Leeds are looking at looking at players, looking at other individuals. There's no secret about that. Ryan Brewster being one of them. So yeah, it's an interesting one. But I just don't think we'll do much business, guys. I think maybe the Kiko situation will throw something up, but you've got Meslier and you've got Maziak on the bench. Maybe they'll be happy to go with that. Jack Clark could go back, but obviously Jordan Stevens has just signed a new deal and has been on the bench. From defensive, you've got Ollie Casey, who made his debut on Saturday, which I'm buzzing for Ollie Casey. He's a Leeds lad. I was surprised Robbie Gotts wasn't used. Yeah, it wasn't in a centre-back position, but I just think Robbie Gotts has been on the bench more than anyone. I'm sure he's close to breaking records for the most appearances on a bench without actually getting onto the pitch. But yeah, I don't think we'll do much, guys. Be prepared for that. Look at last season. Victor Orta doesn't like to do business in January, right? He went after one individual. We nearly got it over the line, and look what Dan James is doing now. So if it is, it'll be someone worthwhile. When he spent in January before, we brought Forshaw in. I believe Tyler Roberts was brought in January as well. Say what you want about Victor Orta, but for me, he's come on leaps and bounds. The way our scouting program works in terms of bringing players into the club's fantastic for me. Yes, there was a lot of dross, but he was given a remit at that time for me by Rad Razani saying, look, you need to fill this squad on a shoestring budget. And that's what he did. But now look at it. Look at the under-23s. Look at the youth coming through. A lot of them youth players are brought in as well. The likes of Jordan Stevens was brought in. The likes of Leif Davis was bought in. Do you know what I mean? There's many more to add to the list. I think they've done a top job personally. FIFA Hybrid says, think if we get to the Prem, we will have the right balance to bring back the glory days. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I see us doing a Sheffield United, that sort of vibe. We're not going to go wild with cash. Bielsa won't allow it, I don't think. He'll want a few players, and he'll want to give, he'll want to give the chance to the lads that have got him there. There is no chance that he bins them off for me. Not a chance. So it'll be interesting to see. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're not quite there yet. Harry Burns thought both teams played pretty poor on Saturday, but nobody will remember it if we get promoted. So it's all good. Yeah, I thought Huddersfield did pretty well. It's probably their performance of the season. Reece Durkin says we'll be promoted as long as we can avoid losses against teams that aren't around us. Yeah. Reece Durkin says the Cardiff game worries him. Carl Rodehouse says we should beat Hull, but it's the Hull game that I'm a little sketchy about. However, Cardiff for me is a 3-pointer. I do hope you are right. Richard Cuffy says it's 2 a.m. here in Thailand. Loving the show. Reckon good results against Fulham and West Brom and Nova slip-ups, then I will really start to dream. Dream away, Richard, man. It's 2 a.m. in Thailand. Big shout out for watching us. Please smash a like on the video if you haven't already. We're up to 68 likes. We've got 201 people watching. Let's get it up to 201. But yeah, Richard, big shout out in Thailand, man. I would love to go there. If you live out there, you want to give me a place, you know some lady boys, shout me up. Carl Rodehouse, we play our game, taking our chances. We will turn over 3 points for often not. Danny Winter says White to stay. I hope so, mate. Fingers crossed. I would love that, but I just think he may go to a top 6 side. I genuinely believe that. I think someone like City. I mean, he's better than John Stones. He's better than John Stones. Let's not kid ourselves. I genuinely feel that. Wayne Titch Jones says QSI any news? There's a few rumours doing the rounds. There's always rumours. It keeps going round. I've seen something on Twitter, on Facebook, that said, it was signed, sealed, delivered and stuff. So we'll see. If it happens, it happens. I think we'll be all right, though, because, like I say, Radrazani's doing a good job for me. He is. Silver says it's a very average league compared to previous seasons. The rest of it might be, mate. I don't think West Brom and Leeds are. We're better than, I think we're points tally's better than it was last season. I think Leeds and West Brom are a cut above. Genuinely believe that. And you can see that. You can see that in the performances. PH Lee says there's 18 points up for grabs before the Arsenal game. Keep it up. Let's hope we can get them. Tommy Firth says, anyone else looking forward to this period? I feel like we play better in big games, and if we don't win the big games, it's because we don't take our chances, which is something we seem to be doing. I love this period. I love the Christmas period, 100%. Love it. Michael S. says, do we need to buy a DM? No, we have KP. Ben White played there. We've got Alfie McCalmont as well. I am all right with that. JR said, heard Forrest are after Gale in January. That could cause some problems. I think all, 24 teams in the Championship have been linked with Gale at some point. He hasn't played a lot of football for a long time. If he comes in there, Lewis Grabham's a goal scorer anyway, Will Gale come in there and guarantee them lots of goals? Maybe so. But it doesn't worry me. I genuinely doesn't. Terry Austin, I want us to stay second for as long as possible. So much easier to be chasing than being chased, yeah? Michael Zanetti, for me, just focus one game at a time. Doesn't matter what others do. Andrew O'Connor shouts you all out, saying there is a lot of good points here tonight. Reece Durkin says BPF was a Sheffield plant. LSB gives us great maths and says if we have 1 point more than the third place team at the end of the season, we're up. Scott Lightning says, I think we need a backup centre-half. We've got Ollie Casey there. Gaetano Berardi. A lot of people dislike Gaetano or for some reason don't think he's up to the level. He was decent Saturday. Every time Berardi is called upon, he's decent. Is he ready for the Prem? Probably not. And that's why there hasn't been any noises about a new deal for him. If you look at all the rest of the players in the team, they've been getting new deals, not Berardi. It's a shame because I love Berardi, but I don't. Maybe Leeds are looking at it and saying if we do go up, can't give Berardi a contract because he's not going to cut it. Maybe, I'm not sure. But in terms of when he comes in and he's called upon in the Championship, I'm not bothered. And if you've got Ollie Casey coming through as a Leeds lad, then so be it. We've got Creswell as well, Richard Creswell's son as well, who I believe plays centre back. There's a lot of talent at this football club that we haven't even seen in the first team yet. So in terms of backup centre half, I think we're all right. Jack Clark, we've got Jordan Stevens, just been given a long-term deal, has been making appearances on the bench. Look, Jack Clark he's played 20 minutes. So do we really need to replace him? From a squad depth perspective, probably yes. But he hasn't had an impact. So for me, we don't need to replace. Michael Zanetti says that Ben White at centre-back, at CDM just didn't work. And I think we all would agree with that. Silver says the difference between last season and this season is when we lose a man or two, we are still getting the results with the replacements. The replacements have stepped up a notch. I said this in my post-match video. Look at Jack Harrison and Alioski. I know Jack Harrison's not a replacement, but if you look at their performances last season, a lot of us would have said, do you know what? They're just not up to it. Jack Harrison, why are you bringing him back on loan? Ask yourself, did you say that? You will have. You will have. You know, some of years anyway, right? Let's be honest with ourselves. Look at him now. He's gone up a level. Alioski's so inconsistent, so frustrating. Couldn't cross a ball. Annoying. Why are you making these decisions? Still creeps into his game. But they're match winners now. These have turned into match winners. I've seen it said about Costa. You know, Costa is slowly getting to that level. Think of what that lad's going to be like next season. I know we shouldn't have to wait one full season for him to get into top-notch form. I think the Square Ball boys touched on it before. We were saying, might take him a year, but when we get to that point, it'll be, worth it. So it's something to consider. Adam and Eve, apparently we have 4 points more at this point in the season compared to last. There you go. The Gipton Gimp, the best name I have ever seen. Absolutely love it. Says, too many people thinking we are up already. If we take anything from last season, it don't count our chickens. Injuries, lack of form, and complacency will still play a huge part in our season. Bringing us all back down to earth, there is a lot to say about that. Not for me, though. I'm the eternal optimist. I was saying it to my mate, Sean, who I go to the football with. I said to him at the weekend, and he was going, shush, Joe, man, be quiet, stop talking. And he says, like, ever the optimist. But he's just a pessimist, though. We're like chalk and cheese. Let's have a look. Harry Burns, I agree, last season, if we was winning 2-0, he will go and try get another and another, but he starts to bring defenders on to see the game out. 100% game management. Look at Forest last season when we went down to 10 men, got in the game, and then ended up losing 4-2 because we just went for it. That wouldn't happen this season. Stuart Cundall, on about Berardi, says, do you think he deserves a 1-year extension? I think he does, just for his honesty and loyalty. It may not be Premiership class, but his heart is there. That's fair enough. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. You have to detach yourself from a Leeds United fan perspective, from a business perspective. Do they have to detach themselves from that? I would love Berardi in the club in some capacity somewhere. We all remember the sick note 6, Antonucci, Ducara, all them players who refused to get on the bus to Charlton under Redfern. We all remember them. Absolute scumbags. But not Berardi. Berardi was injured and he still got on there. Do you know what I mean? So we love Gaetano. Harry Burns, I can't do a pitch invasion. I'm East Stand upper. I don't know what to suggest, mate. Just jump down, just run, man. Run, go for it. Do not let that moment be taken away from you. Charles John, do you think that the treatment offered to injured players is enough? I'm an acupuncturist and I've used this to bring treatment outcomes ahead of schedule. I don't know, Charles. I genuinely don't know. My back kills though, so if you fancy coming round mine on my new couch to give me some acupuncture, I'm game for that, mate. If you want. Let's have a look. I'm well behind. I do apologise, guys. I'm so far behind. I do try to get through them all though. Radiby Lead says, hopefully the goal will get Pablo playing well again. Agree, even when he's less than his best, you'd still have him in the team all day, 100%. Nathan Brown, don't want to be negative, but I can't see us getting 2 wins against Hull and Cardiff. I think we'll lose at least one of the games. Fair enough, I'll take 4. Would you take 4? No, I can't. I want all 6. But let's see. Slow Steady Steve says, is there any January sidings? I wouldn't mind Ben Rama. I think we all would like Ben Rama, but he's going to the Prem if anywhere. Richard Cuffy, do you think we'll bring anyone in January? Hope we do lose Eddie, but if we do, any ideas who we might bring in? I think the one being mooted is Rian Brewster. Let's have a look. Adam Chadwick, not playing anywhere near our best, but managing games better. I said after Borough, it was nowhere near our best performance. However, we took the chances. Patrick Gibbs, hey Joe, watching from Barbados. Get up there. Love it. Love the Bajan beauties. Is that what they're called? Rihanna and that? Aaron Hussein says, Wotton and Bamba, some of the worst days of my life. Who remembers Bamba's screamer, though? I'm in the northeast corner, and he scored an absolute worldie of a goal. Ran off and then turned around and checked and came back to the fans. And I ran down the steps, nearly falling over, and grabbed hold of Bamba. Yes! One of my best moments. No, but it was an absolute worldie from Bamba. Robert Greenwood says Leeds 2, Hull 0, Leeds 3, Cardiff 0. Pump it up, Joe's show is going up. Yeah, we need to see it in the Prem, don't we? 100%. Sunday Night Live in the Prem. Let's get some guests here as well. I keep asking you. I know it's Seaham. I know it's in the northeast. I know it's miles away. But I would love nothing more than a guest. And also, I now have a couch. Like, look at the size of the space. Do you know what I mean? Get involved, people. There's people guessing the attendance for the best so far this season. Gits and Gimp said 100 million trillion. Got to stay positive. So, Tom Marshall, super chat, 199. Thank you ever so much, you little legend. He says, what do you think to Casey's debut? Thought he looked really good, mate. Assured, young lad. You know, Bielsa spoke on it about himself, you know, saying, what made you think he was ready? Well, he had the faith of his teammates. You know, they knew that he was ready, and I think it's great just to see another young Leeds lad coming into the side. They get it. You know, the likes of KP, the likes of Gots. You know, these are Leeds fans. You know, I spoke to Robbie, and Robbie's a Leeds fan. You know, Leeds fans watch this. I'm not saying KP does, but I know that Robbie, etc., they watch this stuff because they're Leeds fans, you know. And maybe Ollie Casey does. And if he does, legend debut, mate. Absolute performance, and hopefully we'll see more of that. Andrew O'Connor says Gipton was closest. Mike Jones says top chat as usual. Mark John, yeah, the pointless. John Shaw says any chance Ben White size for us when we go up? I hope so, mate. I would love nothing more. 200 people watching. Take your hat off to you guys. Absolute legends. Mark John says Fulham look dangerous. Think they have got more to come. They're the only team I'm worried about. Don't be worried, mate. They're going to lose Tuesday night against Preston North End away. I genuinely feel that. Let's put some bets on it. Let's go for it. Fulham lose, Leeds win, double. Don't know what odds you'll get. Probably shit. But there you go. We'll all put a quid on it and take the bookies to the cleaners. Ben Shicord 1237 says no way we get Bowen. Yeah, 100%. I can't believe he's not in the Prem already, to be honest. I can't believe no one took a punt in the summer just gone, but I think they will in January, 100%. Even Burnley is someone like that level. They like taking players from the Championship. It's their sort of price range. I don't see why you wouldn't take a punt. It's not even a punt. He's top notch. He's scored like 30% of all of last 3 seasons worth of Hull's goals or something like that. Crazy stats. If you take Bowen out of that Hull side, they're in the bottom 3 probably. You know, he's that good of a player. Michael's in it. Orta doesn't like to do January business, but if we lose Eddie, we have to 100% replace, and we will. They're not daft. That's why they're making contingency plans. He doesn't like to do business. If he doesn't need to, he wouldn't. But I think he will do if Eddie. I think they've probably got already replacements lined up if he doesn't stay. Harry Burns says he can't believe how Hull have kept Bowen 100%. Jive says Joe, stop slurping. I'm sorry. Orta has come good and he loves Leeds 100%. We've seen that in the documentary. Michael Zanetti said, surprised we haven't seen Edmondson on the bench. Yeah, I agree 100%. It is a bit of a surprise if you think. But at the end of the day, he's obviously not ready in Bielsa's eyes. And I listen to LS11 podcast. I listen to Ben Parker saying, look, he's a young lad. He's going at his own pace. Let him go at his own pace. And when he's ready, Bielsa will put him in the side. And let's see. I do think he should get a loan out, personally. Send him out to a League One club. Send him out to a Bradford City or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Get him some game time and see if he can do it at that level. Para Dave, absolute legend. Has parachuted into Ellen Road. If you remember the centenary game we spoke about earlier on, the Birmingham game, our highest attendance. My good friend Para Dave was the person that flew the plane over Ellen Road. He tried to phone me when he was on pit. He's just an absolute legend. Although I am still waiting on my match worn shirt that you promised me, Dave. So if you're still watching this, mate, I know I'm behind the chat, but you've got connections, so sort me that match worn shirt. I'm still waiting. But no, he's an absolute legend. Parachute Regiment, all that jazz, legends. Okay. Mighty White, have you heard about QSI investment in January? I haven't. Oh, there we go. Para Dave's actually said, hope you're okay. Parachute display next year, buddy. Beats flying over. Yeah, 100%. Maybe I can strap to you, Dave, and you can take me in with you. I'd love nothing more like that. Like, it'd be better than me getting to sit on Bielsa's bucket pitch side ahead of the Borough game. Just parachute me in. Like that. That'd be life made. Going like that. Let's have a look. Ryan Standell says, would you take 4 points from the next two, or are you confident on 6? Ask me when we play Hull. I don't know. I'm just nervous. I'm just nervous. Richard Cuffy says, pre or post op, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Absolute legend. LUFC Charlie says, Joe, you going to the game Tuesday? I am, mate. I'll be out and about, so if you see me, make sure you give me a shout. Football 19 says, we want Torsen from Everton. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people discrediting that, like Cenk Torsen. I would take him all day. He's done it in the Super League at Turkey. Don't really like speaking about that, but yeah, he's done it. Yeah, he's not done it at Everton, but he's probably in the mould of Paddy Bamford. Do you know what I mean? So let's see. Radaby Leeds, how should we approach the Arsenal game? Be nice to get the win and could be a big boost, winning mentality, etc. Yeah, it would be nice. I think in terms of how we approach it, for me, I think he'll blood players that haven't had much game time, regardless of who the opposition is. One thing I'm really excited about, though, is to see how, Bielsa pit his wits against the Prem side. Whether or not they'll have a new manager in by that point, I would imagine so, just because they'll want a new manager in surely for January for buys, for incomings and outgoings, unless they're going to give it Freddie, but he's not had a good start, has he? So I can't see it. So Arsenal probably will have a new gaffer in. Maybe he wants to get confidence up and plays a full strength side. It'll be interesting to see. I just think Bielsa will blood. Say if Jack Clark's still here, he'll play. Jamie Shackleton will play. Maybe Ollie Casey plays. Meslier. I don't know. If you look at... But then look at Salford. When we played Salford, we had a very strong lineup out. Eddie, Costa, Click. But Eddie and Costa weren't starting games at that point. But it'll be interesting to see. But look, knock me out if it means we get top 2. I'm not bothered. Hopefully I can get hold of a ticket for that game as well. If anyone can help me out, if they know, sort us out. You know my socials, at @WainmanJoe_Leeds TV. Guys, we're on 99 likes, 209 people watching. Please smash a like. Let's get over 100 likes. Whoever disliked it, suck on that. Scott Lightning, it's Baradi's distribution, which is the issue. Fair play. Patrick Gibbs, any ideas what's up with Struick? No. Is he injured? I'm not too sure, guys. 101. Thank you very much. Like. Jive says Clark is a waste of wages. It all depends on who's paying them. I don't know how that works up. We don't know, do we? Maybe Tottenham are paying a big chunk of them. You don't know. Is he on that much high wages? Probably not. But yeah, Reece Durkin says Jordan Stevens can replace Jack Clark. Sean McGonigal says hi mate. Harry Burns says I really hope Berry stays in the backroom staff when he finishes. He's just a player you need round you. Yeah, 100%. Ronan Flanagan says hello from Ireland, Joe. Hope all is well. Favourite chant at the moment? There isn't one really, mate. There isn't one really. I'm not really a massive fan of the Pump It Up one, if I'm being totally honest. I'm just not a massive fan. Still my favourites. Gaetano, Barat. Leeds are gonna win the league. I don't know the other bits. Gaetano. Yeah. Michael Zanetti would have loved to see what Bielsa would have done with Vieira or even Sacco. Forget Sacco, he wasn't a footballer. But Vieira is an interesting one. That would have been interesting. Yeah, he's playing his trade in Syria, isn't he, at the moment? Which can't be nice for him because it's not a great place if you ain't white and you ain't Italian. They're the cold, hard facts of it, which is such a shame in the current world. It's 2019. Let's have a look. Patrick Gibbs, you are right, Joe. Jackie had one good pass last season. Is that what we're calling him now after the square ball boys have nicknamed him Jackie Harrison? Robert Greenwood says Jack Clark will go back while Eddie Nketiah stays. John H says people forget how young Harrison is. You have to be patient with young players. Let's Go Champ says, do you think PSG will take over? Not sure, mate. We'll see. Jack Wade thinks acupuncture is BS. Harry Burns says, takes me 10 minutes walking up all them stairs. There's a lot of questions in regards to January. Who do you think will buy? I don't. In all honesty, we will only go after someone if we get rid of Eddie. GZH says, has Eddie got the monk on? Didn't look that happy yesterday. A lot of people said this, to be honest. They said it on Twitter. I've seen a lot of it. Like, normally I do a watch-along or normally I'm at the game. But yesterday it was the lass's birthday, so I wasn't. She was getting ahead and I was watching the kids. So it was nice to just be able to watch it, you know. But I'm not sure. So I was able to go on Twitter while I'm watching the game. That was my point. I wondered where I was going with that then. But basically, on Twitter, the Twitter sphere, a lot of people were saying that Eddie didn't look arsed, you know. So anyone who was at the game, did you see that at all? Ryan Standall's on about Bamba versus Wolves. I've seen reports from Sports Analog that Leeds will buy Tom Kearney. Can't see it, mate. I would take it though. He's a top player at this level. Reece Durkin says, we need 12 points in December, so we need 6 from the next 2 games so we can afford to just draw against Fulham. Don't worry about Fulham. I think we'll beat them. Genuinely, I think defensively, they concede too many opportunities. And at the moment, we're scoring goals. We're spreading goals out amongst the team again, like we did last season. There's goals from a lot of individuals. I just think Fulham concede a lot of chances. I listen to a few podcasts, try to anyway. Not saying I profess to know a lot. The Second Tier podcast is an absolute worldie of a podcast. If you like Championship football, listen to it. They speak about Fulham, they're not the top 20 as well. They speak about that, and Fulham do concede a lot of chances. Yes, they have a lot of amazing individuals. They do in this level. Shouldn't be in this league, especially Mitrovic. But we're a team, we're a unit, and I just think we'll beat Fulham. I do. I'd be more concerned about Cardiff, genuinely. Just because of style, you know, but we'll see. Para Dave says he's going to fly up to see me, hopefully to bring my match-worn shirt. Adam and Eve says, smash the like button. Yes, please do. John Shaw says, I fly to Thailand tomorrow. We'll be watching the game from iRovers on LK Metro. Come on, you mighty whites. Well, John Shaw's, there is a lad who lives in Thailand who we've been chatting to. So why don't you talk to each other in the comments? All Leeds TV bringing Leeds fans together since 2019. Let's do it, man. Bring these together. And you can send us a picture to All Leeds TV. You know, a bit like meets. What is it? Blind date. I'll be Scylla. You two meet each other, watch the game together. What more can you say? It's a Laura laughs. That was my Scouse accent. Not very good. Any young'uns watching it won't know what blind date is. So I apologise for the reference. Richard Knox, we are picking up wins now when we have drawn or lost games previously. Mott from the Jersey Whites. Clive Win Pempy says, hi, Preacher Joe. I don't know if that's how you do it. Or Allah Akbar. It depends which faith you have, you know. Any faith. It's all good. I don't know what that was there. Clive Win Pempy, yeah, Preacher. Paradave says, I will get you this, buddy. Promise me. Let's go, champ. Rad wants 60 million for Leeds. It says on One Football. Ash the Blade says, are you keeping up with the EPL? Hopefully this is your year and you can join us. Just make sure you stuff Wednesday when you play them. I will do that for you. I don't mind Sheffield United, in all honesty. I've got another friend who got kicked out of all Leeds TV groups because he was always winding us up. But listen, the Prem football, it is what it is. Sean McGonigal says, what team do you support in the Premier League? I don't, mate. I only support Leeds United. They're only one division away. We'll be there next season. I don't really follow. Do you know what? I watch more Championship football than I do Premier League, in all honesty. But there you go. Do you think Leeds United will be in the Premier League next season? That's from Eugene McGreever. Yes, 100%. It's like the Jermaine Beckford. What shirt am I wearing, bruv? That's what I'm saying, Ethan. What are you talking about, bruv? Of course. Sorry, don't know where that came from either. Bill North, is it me or Eddie? Did not seem like he didn't want to be there. There is a lot of stuff about that. Let's just get back to some of your comments. 1 second. Lewis says, Dean Garner and Pereira too good for this league. Yeah, Dean Garner could go back to West Ham, you know. he could go back. I genuinely believe that. It could give them the spark, a little bit of uncertainty on that wing that they need, you know. A young lad could could Dean Garner go back? I'm not sure on the Pereira situation. Let's Google it, because I put this on Twitter and a lot of people were saying, like, no, he can't leave because West Brom have got an option to buy. But I just didn't know if someone could come and buy him. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can find out for us to see. 8th of August. West Brom's transfer stance on Matthias Pereira. Right, let's have a look what this says. This is Birmingham Live. West Brom transfer news. Many Albion fans are wondering if the club will secure the permanent signing of Matthias Pereira in the January window next month. Let's have a look, because I read that Man United were looking at him, the scum. So could they hijack a deal? Because I'm sure they would be able to offer or give more than what West Brom could, you know. So let's have a look. Sorry, I'm just waiting for it to load. I do apologise. Transfer window looms large as the Championship campaign hurtles into December. One popular topic considers Matthias Pereira. How does the land lie? Are Albion in a rush to get a permanent deal done? Sorry, there's a lot of pop-ups coming up. I do apologise. Are Albion in a rush to get a permanent deal done? Is there interest from elsewhere? So, Pereira has been a revelation since joining from Sporting Lisbon. More reports have come out of Portugal this week about Pereira and Albion's determination to transfer him and his loan spell into a permanent one. The truth, though, is that Albion are in absolutely no rush to get a deal done and dusted. They reckon it could cost $9 million. Interest from elsewhere. Right, okay. So it just says the Baggies are locked into a deal with Sporting, meaning only they can complete a deal for Pereira, despite speculation linking other clubs with a move for the Brazilian playmaker recently. To that end, the club are under no pressure whatsoever to complete the deal for Pereira in January. Indeed, they can rubber stamp the transfer at any point in the campaign, and Pereira will remain a loanee, with the deal being finalised next July. So it looks like he can't move on, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah. As I reported previously, personal terms for a permanent contract have already been agreed. So that looks signed, sealed, and delivered, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, in response to your comment, Lewis, I do apologise. Yeah, they are top players. Harry Burns, once out of this league, we could become such a hot prospect. Sean McGonigal says, I'm an Arsenal fan. We drew with Leeds at home at Emirates. Michael Zanetti, I think Pablo is best at right wing, but Costa is going in this position. I'm not convinced both can play in the same team. Anthony Vaughan says, hello, Joe, from CT USA. If we don't go up, does KP stay? No. Genuinely, I think he goes. And he would have my blessing, because if he weren't a Leeds lad, if he weren't a Leeds fan, he probably would have gone this season. But if you listen to the LS11 podcast, they had his agent on Kev Sharp. KP always wanted to stay. Bielsa was a big pull. Leeds United, his hometown club, his family, everyone supports them. He wanted to stay, chose to. But listen, if we didn't go up, then I would happily see him go and play his trade in the Prem. You know, I've seen Danny Mills make a few comments saying previously lower end Premiership teams were looking at him. Now top end Premiership teams are looking at him. It won't be Villa this time, believe me. It'll be someone higher up the table for KP. He's been that good and just continued to progress. And he would have my blessing, but we will go up and he will stay and he'll get a bumper new deal. And yeah, all good. J Army, thank you for your support, you legend. With a super chat, he has also said, need to strengthen in January, then could go up. I think we won't strengthen, mate, but we will go up, hopefully. Dylan Easton, I am catching up, guys. I'm almost catching up. Do you reckon that if Leeds did beat Arsenal, we would get cocky and then go on a bad run? No. No, I hope not. If we do beat them, we beat them, don't we? Yeah. Tiger Steel said, "Oh my God, Allah Akbar." Michael Zanetti, what's going on with the Kiko ban? Andrew O'Connor says the Prophet Wainman. Ashley Blade says Championship better than EPL at the moment. VAR is so crap. Agree. Jive09, Kiko is immense. That save was amazing, but he does still worry me. It is what it is. Terry Austin says, Joe, you are on top form tonight. Legend. Reece Durkin says, I'm Imam. Imam Wainman. Yes, Imam. I had to think what you said there. Preacher, Imam, God, Jesus, whatever you want, man. Lewis says, where can I listen to the second tier podcast? All podcast providers, mate. That's where I get them from. If you just put in this, are you on iTunes, iCloud? Well, I only know that because I get that podcast app from iTunes. But if you're Android, is it Google Play or something like that? I don't know, but it's a really good podcast, honestly. Listen to it. The new episode's out now. They come out every Sunday. So after this, I'll be going to finish Weekend League on FIFA. I've only got 6 wins out of 11. So, and I need to get to 11 wins in order for me to qualify automatically for next week. I never get to finish all 30, but I've got 6 wins. So after this, I've got to go have coffee. I put my podcasts on and play FIFA. I'll be knackered because I'm not going to win 5 games on the bounce on FIFA. So I'll get a few losses in there. So I'll be up late. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's gone into a bit of a FIFA rant, but I know a lot of people that watch this will play FIFA. So yeah, wish me luck with that because I get stressed. Richard Cuffy says, I watch Leeds in Thailand in the Retox, soy, honey, fowl, though. Sorry, that's supposed to say though, but because I was thinking about Thailand, I said thou. The Retox, sunny, honey, thou. But what I meant is, those saw the Huddersfield game in the Irova, may watch Tuesday night game in Irova, always a great atmosphere. Is there a lot of Leeds fans over in Thailand? Do you find Mr. Cuffy? Will Scarf, what will we do if Kiko is banned from the FA? We have Meslier to drop in there. Dilip Kednan, an absolute fan of the channel legend, said, Joe, with the Casilla incident, do you think he'll be banned for more than 6 games and will we get a good replacement? Yeah, I mean, hopefully, hopefully he won't get banned. Hopefully he can clear his name, and we'll see. It does worry me that though, but I don't really want to talk too much on it because I think you can say being support, and then if it comes out it's true, you look a fool. If you don't support him, you look a fool. I have my own opinions on the situation, but it's a bit like politics. I'm keeping them quiet, I'm keeping them strong, keeping them to myself. Reece Durkin says 9 million. That's cheap. It is, isn't it? I think they've already paid 750,000 for the loan, and then they only have to make the rest up for 9 million, which is crazy because if West Brom don't go up, they probably might be able to sell him. It's mad. Quinn says, hi, Joe. Where do you think our squad is at its weakest? And do you think specific players from our under-23s could help? Well, we've seen that on the weekend. Ollie Casey stepped in. You've got Robbie Gotts. You've got Jordan Stevens. There's so many more. I think I was listening to Talking Shot on Tuesday night, and there's a kid, McKinstry, who's just signed a new deal, which by all accounts is being kept on the down low while we waited for him to sign a new deal. And I remember Gary speaking about Jack Clark and how a previous one of the youth coaches had wanted to play Jack Clark someone wanted to play Jack Clark in a cup game, but was told no because we haven't got him on a long-term deal yet. And it was the same with McKinstry, apparently. So there's a lot of players that we haven't even seen yet, guys. I wish I didn't work. I wish I had lots of money behind me so I could go watch the under-23s. I could do all that, but, some of us have jobs and we have to do that. But there's a lot of guys that are so ingrained in the football club will go watch the under-23s, under-18s, all of it, at 4 parts. So I'd love the opportunity to do that. I've already told the missus when we retire, we're retiring to Beeston. She has that to look forward to. Henry O'Malley says, has everyone heard about Juice WRLD's death? Yeah, I've just seen something on Twitter. I don't know much about him, but it was only 21, and that's sad. Sad for a 21-year-old. Let's have a look. Sean McGonigal says, I met with some very nice Leeds fans, and I know one of them. Fulham a big worry. Hopefully someone buys their attackers. They're not a worry. Don't worry. They're going to lose on Tuesday night against Preston North End. And then we'll be worrying about Nottingham Forest. Stuart Smith says, if the takeover goes ahead, what players do you think we might get? Maybe some top players from PSG. If the takeover goes ahead and we're in the Premier League, we're signing Suarez. Have you seen his goal? Have you seen Suarez's back he'll go for Barcelona. Wow. Let's have a look. Dean Hoskins says, "Is this takeover talk legit?" There's no smoke without fire. It's just when, not if, for me. Fingers crossed. Carl Watson says he went to the new Leeds United shop in the White Rose Shopping Centre. Defo recommend. Trying says, "Do you think Phillips will leave to a club in Premier League in January?" No, he's not going anywhere, mate. If he goes, it is when we don't go up this season. However, we will go up, so he'll stay. James Howard says, "Good luck in the weekend league." Jay Army says, "I get Elite 3. I wish I was as good as you." Johnny Chick says, "Who's your player of the season so far, Joe?" For me, I love Ben White, but I'm going to give it Stuart Dallas just because I love the guy. He really gets the football club. I know Ben White's going to win it. I get it, and I understand it. But just for me personally, I just love what Stuart Dallas is doing. Just my opinion. But I'm not saying he's performed better than Ben White. That's what I mean. I get it. Ben White will win it. Ben White's been amazing. Ben White is class. But just me on a personal level, Stuart Dallas. Harry Burns says, "I go to Thailand in April. Can't wait. Hopefully wrapped up before I go. And you can hopefully meet up with Richard Cuffy, who says the iRover Bar is the designated Leeds bar packed with Leeds fans every match, even at 3 a.m. So when I do come to Thailand, I'll be going to meet Richard Cuffy, Harry Burns, and we'll all be going to the iRover Bar. All Leeds are we." Smith says, "Kiko's banned for a period of time. How do you think we will cope?" Hopefully okay, mate, 'cause he's been an absolute rock, but I guess we will see. John Shaw says, "Richard Cuffy, I'll see you in iRovers Bar. The Retox is too expensive." Chris Blando says, "Can we have a look at your Leeds tattoo?" It's just a Yorkshire Rose, mate. No, that's Yoda. It's just a Yorkshire Rose. It's not really good. And that says, Je suis Charlie. I am Charlie. For the people. Charlie Hebdo, do you remember when the terrorists killed them? It's a bit of freedom of speech. It's a bit deep. But yeah, Yorkshire Rose. However, when we get promoted, me and my friend have already said I'm getting a loco. I don't know if I'm going to go out and get Bielsa. I think I'm just going to get El Loco, but I want El Loco in like block capitals, and then behind it like an Argentinian flag / Leeds sort of flag. That's in my mind, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get promoted. Let's have a look. There is chatting there about the rapper. Sean McGonagall, who would you give man of the match to for Huddersfield Town away? Jack Harrison. Mickey 3D TV. Hello, mate. So sorry I'm late. I'll watch back everything I've missed later. Thanks for all these videos. No worries. You're an absolute legend. You support me all the time. You always comment on my videos. So you take your time. Nigel Duncan says, "Hi all. Sorry, guys. Up for work. Just get notification. It's 6:05 here in Brisbane. Wow. Watching from Brisbane. But Nigel, you can watch it back. Thank you for so much, for tuning in. You guys that watch, there's 201 people watching. Thank you so much. There's 117 likes. Keep smashing the like on the video. I love doing this. I promise it'll continue to be regular. I know last week after Borough, I had a bit of a shit situation. But yeah, we'll be back. Michael Zanetti, what's Stu's best position? I don't even know anymore, mate. I don't think Bielsa knows. That's the thing with Bielsa. He makes them into hybrids. They can play anywhere. It's just amazing. Quinn, Joe, once I get my lucrative business up and running, I'll have you and Conor paid to watch the cover, all ongoings around the club, and 4 parts. Well, Quinn, fingers crossed you get that business doing. Get it done, because I've recently been made redundant. I'm going to go deep. I'm made redundant in 2022. No, 2021, right? My company's gone. 2021, I'll be out of a job. Hopefully, Quinn, by then, you'll be mega rich and you can pay for me to do that. Pete Rogers says, "Phillips just signed a new 5-year contract. Is it not worth the paper it's written on if it goes next year?" That's the fact. Contracts mean nothing these days, mate. Let's be honest. And to be honest, if we don't get promoted, I'm okay with him leaving. I genuinely am. I'm gutted, but it is what it is. Jay Army says, "Not worried about Forest, worried about Fulham. They have quality players. Been through the pressure." Let's see, we've got Nigel Duncan. "Yes, I usually end up watching later. Feels like being in a pub in Blighty." John Shaw says, "It's better than 5 Live." Eugene McGreevy, "FIFA or Pairs? I like playing FIFA. Pairs, no way." Dylan Howarth, Timu Wainman up front for Leeds. please. I would love nothing more. I've got pitch side sat on Bielsa bucket. Maybe next time he's actually get a game at Ellen Road in some capacity. Maybe we can get all Leeds TV to such a high level that we get invited to a charity game. That would be the pinnacle. Get me to a charity game at Ellen Road and I'm done. Reece King. Dylan Kennan of if Eddie goes, do you think? Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Right, guys, I'm all caught up. 206 people. We've done an hour and 10 minutes. I need to go finish my weekend league, have a coffee, and listen to the Second Tier podcast. And of course, I've got work tomorrow as well. But yeah, guys, if anyone is in the Northeast or would just like to come on and do Sunday Night Live with me one weekend, I've got a sofa bed now. You have no excuses. You know, come and chill. There's a seat here for you. Any of yous, come and chill, and we'll talk about the week. And we can do it live, so we can get comments in as well. And then when we get some people, maybe I'll be able to get some guests on. You know, get some guests on and talk about stuff. That would be the best, right? Let's take it up a notch. Because I love doing these live streams. I do. It's my fave. It is my absolute fave, especially with the interaction with you guys. You know what I mean? And I hope you guys enjoy it too. So, someone, if you want to come on, send me a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. I'm on them all. I don't do TikTok because I'm not down with the kids. But yeah, hopefully see you all soon. But thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you watch tomorrow because, of course, we play Tuesday night. So they will be Nigel Duncan's getting a flight, legend, all the way from Brisbane. The pre-matches will be out tomorrow because, of course, it's a massive turnaround. Hull City preview will be out tomorrow. And then we will have the game Tuesday night. We're all at the game, so there'll be no watch-along. And then it'll be just another quick turnaround ahead of Cardiff. Fortunately, I will be in Portugal. Not unfortunately, but yeah, I'll be in Portugal. I'll try get a video out. Let's try do it. I'll try watch a stream and we'll do a video on a Portuguese beach. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in as always, guys. It's been a pleasure. I love you all so much. You all make me so happy. Peace out. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy Christmas. And I'll see you all tomorrow for the pre-match. Peace out now. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together.